If you want to reduce the magnitude of the stress response, the best thing you can do is activate the other system in the body, which is designed for calming and relaxation. And that system is called the parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system, many people don't realize this, is the system by which we control the face and the eyes, and to some extent our airway, the trachea. There is, however, a way in which you can breathe that directly controls your heart rate through the interactions between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. Now, there are a variety of ways that one could do that, but it doesn't matter if it's through the nose or through the mouth. If your inhales are longer than your exhales, you're speeding up your heart. If your inhales are more vigorous, so even if your inhales are shorter than your exhales, you are speeding up your heart rate. So if you want to calm down quickly, you need to make your exhales longer and or more vigorous than your inhales. Now, the reason this is so attractive as a tool for controlling stress is that it works in real time. So if you're feeling stressed, you still need to inhale, of course, but you need to lengthen your exhales. When you're feeling stressed, you can do a double inhale, long exhale. When we do a double inhale, even if the second inhale is sneaking in just a tiny bit more air, because it's kind of hard to get two deep inhales back to back, you do big deep inhale and then another little one sneaking it in, the little sacs in your lungs, those tend to collapse as we get stressed, and carbon dioxide builds up in our bloodstream, and that's one of the reasons we feel agitated as well. But when you do the double inhale exhale, the double inhale reinflates those little sacs of the lungs, and then when you do the long exhale, that long exhale is now much more effective at ridding your body and bloodstream of carbon dioxide. When you're feeling stressed, the physiological side done just 1 to 3 times, so it would be double inhale, exhale, maybe just 2 times, will bring down your level of stress very, very fast. Many people worry that their heart rate does not come down fast enough. I want to tell you, you do not want your heart rate to reduce very fast. Some people will see blood or they'll see something really troubling and stressful and they'll pass out. That's an overactivation or an acceleration of the calming response. Be aware that if you're going to use the physiological sigh or exhale emphasized breathing to calm down, that your heart rate will take about 20 to 30 seconds to come down to baseline. And you may need to repeat the physiological sigh a few times. The best tools to reduce stress quickly, so-called real-time tools, are going to be tools that have a direct line to the so-called autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is a name given to the kind of general features of alertness or calmness in the body. When you are stressed in your mind and body, so you're feeling really agitated, activated, and worried, and you use a tool like the physiological sigh or exhale emphasized breathing, you will notice that then your brain and your mind becomes more available for controlling the stress response and reacting to it. What is stress? If I have you prepare for too many exams at once and you can't balance it all with your sleep schedule and your other needs for comfort and well-being like food, rest, sleep, and social connection, that is stressful. Stress at its core is a generalized system. It wasn't designed for tigers attacking us or people attacking us. It's a system to mobilize other systems in the brain and body. That's what stress really is, and that gives it a certain advantage in taking over the state of our brain and body, but it also gives you, all of us, an advantage in controlling it. So you have a system for stress and you have a system for de-stress that are baked into you. They were genetically encoded, and you were born with them and you still have them now. So if you're alive and listening, you have the capacity to control your stress. In the middle of your body, you have a chain of neurons that when something stresses us out, either in our mind or because something enters our environment and we see something that stresses us out, that chain of neurons becomes activated like a bunch of dominoes falling all at once. It's very fast. First of all, it's generic. Second of all, the stress response activates certain things and shuts down other features of our body. And then it's a sense of agitation that makes you want to move. When we are stressed, we are more likely to say something that probably we shouldn't say. We are more likely to move, and if you're trying to suppress movement, you'll feel that as a tremor. But this is important because if you want to control stress, you need to learn how to work with that agitation. For those of you that have trouble sleeping or just relaxing through the day, the physiological sigh can be repeated for 10, 15 cycles if you like. Some people find that it actually puts them to sleep. If you're doing inhales that are longer and more vigorous than exhales, it tends to be activating and alert you. And if you're doing exhales that are longer and more vigorous than the inhales, it tends to put you to sleep. Physiological sigh is a little different. It's designed to be used in real time. Just think of it as just kind of in your kit of things that you can do as life happens and as you need to react to life. With the physiological sigh, the best way to do it would be double inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. But if you can't and you can only do that through your mouth, just do it through your mouth. If you want to do it all through your nose, do it through your nose. Many of us are familiar with the experience of work, or taking care of a loved one, or stress, and then we finally relax. Maybe we even go on vacation. We're like, oh, now I'm finally going to get the break. And then we get sick. When you are no longer able to achieve good sleep, you are now moving from acute stress to chronic stress. You need to be able to turn the stress response off. We need to learn how to turn off our stress response. Physiological sigh is one. If we're going to activate our stress response intentionally by ice baths, cold showers, cyclic hyperoxygenated breathing, aka Tumo breathing or Wim Hof breathing, I will take 25 or 30 breaths, exhale, hold my breath. 25, 30 breaths again, exhale, hold my breath for about 15 seconds. 25, 30 breaths again, exhale, hold my breath for 25 or 30 seconds, then a big inhale, and I hold my breath until I feel the impulse to breathe. Again, I feel it safe for me. Some people like the ice bath. I rarely do the ice bath. Some people like cold showers. I like hot showers. So I take hot showers, but I do this kind of breathing. And there are very simple tools, excellent tools that will allow us to modulate our capacity for stress. And they look a lot like the tools I just described. Unlike trying to unify the mind and body and make it all calm or make it all alert, this is about dissociating mind and body in a healthy way. You can use things like cold showers, or if you exercise and you bring your heart rate up very high, you kind of go into that high intensity realm where your heart is beating a little bit harder than you're comfortable with. The key in those moments is to learn to relax the mind while the body is very activated. And what that tends to do, there's a limited amount of research on this, but what that tends to do is it tends to create a situation where what once felt like a lot feels manageable. You can bring your heart rate up, and then what you want to do is you want to actually try and calm the mind while your body is in this heightened state of activation. When we are stressed, our pupils dilate. The effect of that pupil dilation is to create tunnel vision. It literally narrows our view of the visual world. By deliberately dilating your gaze, meaning not moving your head and eyes around, but by deliberately going from tunnel vision to broader panoramic vision, literally seeing more of your environment all at once, it creates a calming effect on the mind because it releases a particular circuit in the brainstem that's associated with alertness, aka stress. It's more about raising stress threshold so that the body is going to continue to be in a high alertness, high reactivity mode, high output, but the mind is calm. And over time, so if you do this, a couple times, you don't have to do this every workout, but if you do this maybe once a week or so, you start being comfortable at these higher activation states. What once felt overwhelming and like a lot of work now is manageable.
so high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.